Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the second hour of Once Upon a Game where we're playing Microscope Explorer Chronicle. And we are chronicling a legendary sword, the Betrayal of Osiris, the ancient divine sword of kings. And so we're doing some like ancient Egypt stuff. So, like we said before the break, it's Brad's turn. Umbra did a fantastic job being the first lens of the game. And so now we're going to rotate the lens over to Brad as the game suggests. And we continue on. So what is our new focus, Brad?
So I was thinking betrayals that mark a turning point.
Betrayals that mark a turning point?
Yes.
Okay. So, it's your turn. You are the lens, and you just created the focus. So everything must be tied back towards that focus that we just said. And you have the special power of doing a double tap if you wanted to.
So I think I'm once again going to do an event in the War of Kings.
Okay.
And the event is Unis's son, who needs a name, vies to take the kingdom from his father.
Where does this fit?
Remember,
because events fall down, so like vertically, they're technically in chronological order going vertically, but you can and while we've been making events that happen in succession, you don't have to. So that's why you ask the question of where do they fit. That's also why I don't draw arrows to where the next events are, because we could always fit new events in.
Okay. I think if possible this is after Unis rediscovers Senate's tomb, but before the sword is lost.
So is there like another scene in that event then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is Unis's son with him?
Yeah. So this is an event.
I think that,
yeah.
Maybe the
this happened before the tomb.
The armies of the son are like approaching as he finds the tomb.
Sure.
Okay.
So maybe this is before the rediscovery, right?
Okay. Yeah, it could be, like right before the rediscovery. I guess that works better, huh?
Yep. Okay. And it's Unis's son attempts to wrest power from their father. Did you want to make a scene in that?
Sure.
Okay. So what is the question?
Okay.
And Umbra, I hope you see that this is what happens when you create a focus on a period. It just it just goes vertical.
Yep.
I think the question is how do Intef's actions play a critical role in how the betrayal turns out?
So can you set the scene? Okay, so how does Intef's actions determine the outcome
Yeah.
between father and son? Um, sure. So now give us some description. What are some required where does this take place? What are the required characters?
Okay.
Right.
So I think the situation is that that this is definitely like far into Unis's reign, and uh,
Mhm.
uh, oh, and the son. Anybody have a good name for him?
I was gonna say
Maybe-
Unis Ra.
Okay.
Or with
That's
a
cool.
dash. Yeah.
And I think that this is right after Unis Ra has completed some conquest for his father and is returning, but the manner of his return is
Tricky.
it's at the head of this army that was scheduled to go somewhere else. So this is on a on a beach by the Nile River, that is also, and with the tomb itself on is right nearby, though maybe not visible, like it's kind of buried.
Sure. Okay, so on the banks of the Nile.
Yeah. And in terms of who's there, I think just the three you would expect: Intef, Unis, and Unis Ra are required, and no bands.
Okay. Goes to Robert. Demosthenes, you have first say over which character you want to play.
I think I'm gonna go with Unis Ra. I'm gonna play the son.
Okay. Then it's my turn to choose. I'm gonna play Intef this turn.
Okay.
The soldier.
Indeed. The Kingslayer.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna play Intef's son, I think. See, and this is going to be, his name is Pentu. Pentu.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I guess I'll play Unis.
Yeah. Okay, so we do our what are we thinking one more time before we do our playing, right? That helps set the scene about what's going on. So, Demos, what's Unis Ra thinking right now?
So just to clarify, Unis Ra is like returning from some like expedition.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But is disappointed or like something unexpected has happened upon arrival. Like, is that kind of the general?
Well, I mean, you can decide whether or not he, what has happened to change his mind. Maybe it's just that it could just be like this last campaign seemed like he was, he is being thrown into something like super dangerous, and his father has just been around too long.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
up to
Okay.
you.
Yeah. I think Unisra is thinking. Why does my father not trust me with the realm? Like he keeps sending me on these campaigns that are, and meanwhile, like his empire has no successor really. I have not been trained to succeed in his rule. I've only been trained to fight. That's what is on his mind.
Should I go next or no?
No, I mean Intef's, right? So it's
Okay.
gonna be my turn. So Intef's got to be old as heck too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Intef's got a bad feeling about this, and just hopes that his son is okay and can do a better job about, he's trying to protect his son as much as he can.
So, I think, yeah, Pentu is thinking, I'm not my father. I will not live in his shadow.
Yeah. Okay. Scene
I
begins.
think.
Oh no, we
Oh.
need Una.
Yeah.
What's Una's
Oh,
thinking?
I'm sorry, Unis's thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's pissed off. He thinks that Unis Ra has screwed up in deployment. That I mean, in seeing the Unis Ra's army here, he knows that it's not where where it was planned to be, and it's going to mess up supply lines. But he doesn't at all suspect that anything bad is going down.
Of course, it'll be fine, right? Okay.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. All right. So I feel like Unis or Unis Rosh should probably start first, right?
Yeah, so I think I mean, an army approaching is a big event. Like my army is returned, like we've set up camp, and I'm just now getting to the my father's tent. And I think I enter and wordlessly kind of enter and like bow before him, like go on kneel in front of my father.
What are you doing? This, you know, you were supposed to lead them, lead the army back to Persepolis. Yes.
I know what my orders were, Father. Why do I have to lead them? Why? You are near death as it is. Why am I leaving when the kingdom could fall?
Should I pass, then the torch would, of course, be passed to you. But who else can be trusted to do this? I thought that you could.
It doesn't feel like trust when my men are sent to die.
There is a cost to all things. You should know this by now.
Just as there was a cost for you to claim the throne.
Exactly. But it must be borne. We upon whom the the onus of rulership falls, must act decisively.
I agree, Father. And I think, is Intef's son here? Like, I think with Intef and Intef's son in the tent.
I think this is probably when we arrive.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not realizing there's going to be an argument or something. Yeah.
As I say, like, I agree, Father, and I kind of I look to Intef. What's the Intef's son's name?
Pentu.
Pentu. I look to Pentu, like with the eyes. Like I imagine that Pentu might have known that I was coming back.
Yeah, I think he might even have been like serving in your army.
Yeah. And so I give them like the look, kind of, I think mirroring back to the temple scene of like kind of do what is necessary.
I think I look at you, my son, Pentu, right?
Yes.
I look
Father.
at you, and no, like I give you one of those looks where that's without saying anything. Like I don't like this isn't like we're doing a silent conversation, between
Good old
everyone.
PC look.
Being like, this is bad, right? Like I'm looking at you, being like, with my eyes, being like, oh shit's going down. You know what I mean? Like, oh boy. And
I think you a look in response that says, "Yeah, you would know, wouldn't you?"
Yeah, and I think I try to quietly say, but maybe you guys overhear me. I'm like, Pentu, don't you have this evening's duties to attend? Trying to get you out of here, right?
I suppose I do, Father. I will see you when we eat tonight.
Yes.
And I think I look from Intef to Unis, worried that my father's going to repeat his mistakes. But I leave.
Okay. I'm trying to save you from whatever fallout's going to happen. Okay.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Go ahead, Eric.
Oh. I was actually going to go to Unis Ra and be like, Unis Ra, do I have permission to? I don't want to interrupt you or anything, but you mind if we chat for a moment, privately?
I think I kind of Unisra would stand up, like,
yeah,
not disrespectfully to his father, but like kind of like almost as though like already considering himself a king. Like I don't need to like ask my father's permission to stand. And so he would stand up and kind of be like, "Yes, you can chat."
The meaning of this.
And I like before you have a chance to say anything, like before you do that, all I look at you and say is, you cannot let your father get that sword. Right? Maybe that's just like an eye glance, but you know that's what it is. Like what I mean when I say that, and I say, and then so then I go back and I immediately turn over to Unas and I say, "Forgive me, my king. I was mistaken. I thought Unas as a soldier, as a reward for his good commanding, was volunteering to do the evening's duties for his men tonight, but I was mistaken." It wasn't. That's not an insult. It was. I'm trying to. It's just like, oh, I thought you were doing this nice thing, but apparently I was wrong. I did not want him to be late for you, but clearly I was in the wrong.
Well, very well. Have your side conversation. There are matters I need to attend to.
Yeah. Oh, my king, it's actually finished. I say with a double meaning.
And I think I think where's Unisra would like kind of like knowing that more, because as soon as like he felt that like you can't let your father like get the sword, he like almost went to his sword like to like draw it and fight, but
Yeah.
knows that that's not what needs to happen.
No. So no, what I think I say to you, or I think I look to you, is I say, I keep Pentu safe, and I go to strike my king, knowing that like this is never going to end well to stop you from doing these things, but of course I'm going to fail. Right?
Yeah, yeah. I think
But basically, I recognize that you would be a better ruler, and I get the ball moving.
right. I think that I would. I think I like kill you. Right, like you as you go to strike.
Yeah.
I counter and I kill. I kill. Intef, like swiftly, like very.
Saving your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what does that mean? Like, scenes should be driving to the answer to a question. So, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, and as like, I mean, it would be in like one swift motion. Like I take you out and then bow my head back down to say like, I am the next, like to my father. I am the next ruler of this kingdom. Like, you, you should give me the power that is necessary. I have saved you. I have done like I know what's right. In hopes that I'm like that Unis would basically confide in me to like what am I supposed to do, because Unis Ra wants his father to throw the sword in the river, to like be gone with it, the whole thing.
Ah.
And so this is the ploy to get you to like trust in me enough to listen, because I think we've maybe
I just
had
saved your
that
life. Yeah.
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 Well, despite this grave error of army positioning, I suppose that can be overlooked given what has just happened. This unholy betrayal. I had meant to solidify matters now that the tomb has been found. But I will, as you say, you must be ready to take my place when the time comes. So, in this one thing, I will ask how you would proceed, and shall do that thing.
The thrall of that sword is powerful and steeped in betrayal. Its very name calls to the acts we have that has beset our family. Be gone with it, so that we may know peace.
Well, because I have said this thing that you will decide, then it shall be done. But it is folly, and hopefully there shall be time for you to understand the the prerogatives and symbolism in a more kingly fashion. But as I said, I shall. There is always a price, and we shall engage in this folly. I think that pretty much answers it, and clearly Unis is not long for this world.
Indeed.
Yeah, seriously. I'll put that in very euphemistic terms.
Yeah.
Is that scene light or dark?
Oh man.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of I want to say light
Yeah.
after all things said and done.
I don't know.
But yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like in that it leads to better things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could definitely go either way. But light is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That did not go at all how I thought it was gonna go.
No, welcome to scenes.
Hmm.
Okay. Now it's your turn, Demosthenes.
Okay. All right.
Period, event, or scene done with betrayals that mark a turning point.
All right. I'm going to do a scene under the event where Intef saves Unis.
Mhm.
And I would say that this is when they're children. And their Unis's father has taken them out on one of the like sea vessels.
Sure.
To kind of for like the first time is showing Unis the like this is your kingdom, this is what we have. And I think the question is the scene ends when the question's answered, yeah?
Yes. So remember, you
Okay.
can do either a all-play scene where people can jump in and play and we figure out together, or you can do a dictated scene where you describe what the answer is.
Okay, yeah, I think I'll do. Well, let's do another all play.
Okay.
If that. I think the question is, how does Unis's father betray Unis? And
Yeah, okay. So where does Unis's father betray Unis? What's Unis's dad's name?
Senate.
Oh, that's right. It's
Senate.
Senate.
yeah,
Okay. So let me say Senate. Say King Senate. Yeah. More Microscope. What's up, Tony? Tony's from Go Play Northwest. He's also started streaming himself, doing art and stuff like that. So shout out to Tony D Seattle.
Very cool.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the cheer. It's very nice of you. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so I just
Where does this scene take place exactly?
So it's on the sea vessel, the boat that they've been taken out on. And I think the characters.
Yeah, who's required?
I'm gonna require Unis and Intef.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be a little bit fun out here and play a little bit in left field. I'm going to be an angry crocodile.
Nice.
Yeah, we're on. I don't know what are the name of Egyptian ships. They have to have a name, right? It's not a junk, right? That's like a Chinese ship.
Right.
But it's got some sort of name, like a barge, right? It's got some sort of name to it. That style of ship.
Khufu?
Khufu. That sounds very. Yeah.
I think the Khufu is actually like a specific ship. It's not like a type of ship, but they're called solar ships.
They're called solar ships.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, solar barge. Yeah. No, that's exactly what I was thinking. Right, that type of ship, the solar barge ship, is exactly the type of ship I'm thinking. And yeah, I'm totally a giant crocodile.
Okay.
I am going to be baby Raya, I think. Raya is like 4 at this point. Like a very small child.
Okay. So I have to play either Senator Unis.
Mm-hmm.
That's
what happens when you require characters. If no one picks them, then you get stuck with playing them.
Yeah, Intef and Unis, but yeah.
So I guess I'll just keep playing Unis. But this is a much younger Unis.
Yeah, the prequel in this.
Dude stops acting after this scene.
I hate sand.
Oh, man. Oh, then I guess I'll play Intef.
Yep. Cool. And once again, we'd go where everything's thinking. Since my character was first describing it, the Angry Croc's thoughts are sweet, 3. This will be a great dinner, Angry Giant Croc.
Little Raya thinks, I'm hungry, I want to go home.
Yeah.
And I think that Unis is just kind of feeling impatient about this whole excursion, and I think mirroring Unis Ra, he's feeling he's wondering why Senate doesn't trust him more, and thinking that he should have that trust and be able to start taking the stage.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
I think that little Intef is trying very hard at playing bodyguard. Like he's just watching Unis like a hawk, and like all of the things around Unis, and like trying as hard as however, like 7-year-old brain can like observe all of the potential things that might happen.
Okay, so the scene starts. You guys are on a boat enjoying yourselves, and it's kind of like straight out of Jaws. There's a bump at your boat, like you guys are chilling, joking around or whatever, and then you just hear a thunk, but there's nothing around. Maybe the sky's getting a little dark or something like that. Maybe like it's gonna rain or something ominous.
Yeah, I think we hear Baby Raya crying out. He's what was that? Where? Yeah, father.
Be at ease, brother.
Hmm.
I'm sure it is nothing.
It didn't feel like nothing.
Everything feels like the end of the world to you.
Right. Fine. I think he. Because this is not like a huge boat, right?
No.
So I think that Senate is here somewhere. He's probably like sitting in the back. Is he? So he scurries over in his dad's direction and sort of like sits down next to him. He's trying his best not to look too afraid, but he's looking very afraid.
I think that seeing that Unis goes towards the prow and gestures for Intef to accompany him.
I think Intef it just instantly moves, like without hesitation. It's like, is there an enemy?
I see none. What do you think is the point of this whole excursion? All I see is river and sand. There's no.
Your father is a wise man. I'm sure he has his reasons.
I think there are some other like royal barges or whatever nearby, and I think you see them kind of like getting away from you, like they're like literally like diverging and going away, and then there's a much louder thunk at the bottom of your ship. And this time, one of you might have thought you saw a tail, right?
Now there's definitely something. No, you should sit down.
Intef, my friend, I think that perhaps maybe I spoke too soon. I think maybe there is adventure to be had here.
Adventure or danger?
Well,
another loud thunk.
You can hardly have the former without the latter, eh? And I'll run back and say, Father, the sword. I'll Intef and I will go investigate. But we don't have anybody playing him. But if anybody wants to
push the scene.
Yeah,
I think Senate is just like chuckling and looks down at the sword and he sees little Raya at his side. So, you're not worthy of this sword, Unis.
And then the crocodile attacks. What do you do?
And Raya screams. He's just He's definitely like cursing in Egyptian. He's picked up from somewhere.
It's like come up on the hood of the barge, right? It's like dipping the barge in. You guys are piled into the back of it.
Yeah, I think Unis pulls out like the small sort of the dagger or large knife that he has on him, but it's looks pretty inadequate, and he takes a step forward towards the creature, but then doesn't take another step forward.
Mm-hmm.
kind of freezes.
It hisses at you, right? Its mouth is open.
I think Intef in this like moment of action like looks to like the king as to like what are you going like almost like what are you going to do? And I think he sees nothing. Like he sees the king just
Yeah.
kind of watching.
Yeah, like those ships that were around or whatever, or like that probably could come help you, aren't.
Yeah. And I think Intef sees this, like is putting all of this together, like in his head.
Yeah.
And
I think
Unis looks to Senate, and then to Intef, and then back to Senate. Sees that he's not offering still not offering the sword, not stepping up to do it himself. So he looks to Intef again, gives a slow nod, and starts edging forward with like expectation in his eyes that Intef is going to help out.
Oh man, I really want to do this. I think Intef, like using the speed at which he becomes famous for later, actually grabs the sword.
Uh-huh.
And just like quickly rushes the like before like in his mind he sees Unis like walking towards this crocodile who is like just hands down gonna eat him, and he just grabs the sword and is just charging this thing like fully willing to die.
And I think that might be the scene then, right? Based on the question.
Yeah.
It seems like we answered the question.
Cool.
A crocodile. And we rose to the occasion. Light? I'm voting for light.
I mean, the question was how does Senate portray Unis? It's not how Intef saves Unis.
Yeah, but we know that.
But we do see. I think we did see how Senate did the betrayal.
Yeah,
maybe not.
I think the answer might be different.
Yeah, like the Senate.
Yeah,
like
Senate didn't send the crocodile to.
Well,
just like denying Unis the sword.
Yeah.
Is the betrayal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that still light or dark then?
I'd say it's dark.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Okay. Cool. Then it's my turn.
Like, I mean, maybe from Intef's perspective, it's light, but it definitely starts. I think that scene definitely starts Unis down a dark path.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Betrayals that mark a turning point. I'm gonna make a new period after the War of the Kings. I'm gonna call it the Haggle of 1850. And this is the British Royal, the Royal Historical Society negotiating rights for doing stuff in England. Because how can that go? Or England and Egypt, right? Because how can that go wrong? But it's seen as a good thing. They agree that they're going to respect their rights and promise to not go to certain places that are very sacred or national in a way that respects everybody, and everything seems like a pretty good deal for everyone.
Until we get to the events.
Right. So.
Indeed.
Cool. to you,
Okay.
Umbra.
Yeah, I think I want to do an event during the assimilation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this is the. I mean, this is basically like a foreign invasion, more or less. So I think what we see is probably the establishing of the royal dynasty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally can be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's just going to be it. I think this is like some distant ancestor of Unas and Senet and then everyone else that like marks themselves as a child of the gods and is allowed to become king through their actions.
So is this light or dark?
I think this is light. I think this is like someone from Egypt who is not just like pushing back the invaders, but also like allying themselves with them. I think it's, and the reason that
Like a general?
Yeah, or maybe even like I think it's someone that breaks rank. I think this is like someone that goes behind the backs of their superiors and negotiates a deal with the Canaanites, and this leads to them becoming
The
the
starting
new
of the
royal dynasty.
assimilation. Yeah.
Yeah,
So is this light or dark then?
I think.
Light?
It could go either way. I mean, I think overall it's a dark time because integration is hard. And it's going to be troublesome.
Okay.
For everyone.
Cool. You made an event in a period we didn't have an anchor for.
Indeed.
So
I think the anchor for this, I mean, it's got to be the leader of the Canaanites. I think not the one who like betrayed, not like the king.
yeah.
Not the new king, but the leader of the Canaanites.
Okay. Also, furthermore, what's going on with the sword at this point?
I think this is probably the first time we see the sword in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think the sword is at the turning point of this betrayal when our new king kills the old king.
So the person who makes the deal is the one who with the sword?
Yeah.
Okay. I see that.
Mm.
Cool. And then I have the leader of the Canaanites as the anchor.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So there's two good people for that one. All right, then it goes back to Brad.
All right. Do we want to come up with a name for the leader of the Canaanites?
Yeah, I'm looking
Excuse me.
up names.
Yeah.
I think that their name might be. Name's going to be Keret. Keret.
Is that the leader of the Canaanites? And
Yes.
not the person with the sword? And who owns the sword right now? Who's the wielder of the sword? I have some names if you need.
Hey, go ahead.
Anoris. Okay. There you go, Brad.
All right. Yeah, I think I want to do an event. Also under the Canaanite assimilation.
Okay.
I think before the deal is struck, and in it, the correct allows his son to take on an Egyptian tutor.
Does this come after the deal or before the deal?
I think before the deal.
Yeah, that makes sense. And is this light or dark?
Let's call it light.
And this is Corret's son takes an Egyptian tutor?
Yeah.
Okay. You said call it dark, so it's good.
Light.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Um, does that tie back to the sword? In some way?
Is Onuris the tutor?
What tutor?
Is Onuris the tutor, perhaps? The current owner of the sword?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm?
Okay. Yeah. All right. I can see that. Cool. Did you want to do a scene, or are you good as well? Because this is the end of the lens phase.
Yeah. I could go either way. What do you guys feel?
If you do a scene that's nested like that, it has to be dictated.
Oh, okay. I think let's skip it. I think that the event itself paints what I wanted to paint.
Sure. Sounds good to me. Okay, then we do a legacy, and this time it's Umbra's turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
The person to the left of the lens is the one who does the legacy, and I described the legacy as sort of like the reprise of some sort of fictional element we came up with, and then you create either a event or a dictated scene about it.
Okay. I think we're going to see the place where Sinette is buried again. I'm going to say that it's like a temple of sorts within, like, it's probably in the Valley of Kings.
Right. Okay.
So I think where we see that this event is during the Haggle of 1850.
Okay.
Yeah, we see this in the far future.
The far future of 1850.
Indeed.
Yes. Okay. The discovery of Sinette's tomb. Is this light or dark?
I think this is dark
Okay.
because the sword is here for some reason.
Oh, you need to come up with a, what do you call it? An anchor.
The anchor, yes.
The anchor
See?
for the 1850.
Let's see. The anchor for 1850. It's going to be, I think this is one of them blasted foreigners. This is an Englishman.
Yeah. You need a good, proud Elizabethan name, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say that his name is Benjamin Hartwhistle. Heart is in the deer, not the body part.
Of course. We're not prude, or we're not crude here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Cool. So now we got another round of it completed with the legacy capstoning it, and now it's going to go over to Robert being the one who's the focus and creating the next lens, or Robert's the next lens, and then he's creating the next focus. But of course, we're at the top of the hour here, so we're going to take a quick little break, and we're going to come back and see what Robert comes up with. So we'll see you guys on the other side. See you in 6 minutes.